My name is Noah Press. I'm the Web and Communications Manager here at Atlas Scientific. The very first data sheet that I was given by Jordan was a very crude looking Word document that had a very small picture of the circuit. Horrible picture, a shadow, looks like it was taken on like a reddish light. Color was awful, and it just said pH stamp 001. Oh, riveting, it's so exciting. And it had a really junky logo, like a logo that I made, but then it was like that version was saved and then stretched and then saved and then stretched and then put together, and it was this fuzzy looking thing, and it looked awful. And this is what they were sending out to people who bought the very first pH stamp. But at the time it was very, very short. It was like 4 pages. It really told you, these are the functions, this is what it does, and that's it. It didn't tell you how to use it, it didn't tell you how to calibrate it, it didn't say any of that. And when I first came on, the data sheets were still white for a while. I kept them white because it's clean, but I added a lot of color and a lot of photographs and a lot of illustrations into them. And over time, we wanted to give them more of a visual cue where you were in the datasheet. Jordan came across this book called East Meets West. To be honest, I think I looked at that book once, but I got the whole gist of it. The book took an idea of how the West does something and how the East does something, and it shows it visually without using any words. And we liked the idea of this because one page showed what the West does and what the East does. But there was a color behind it that I thought was really interesting, something that it would pull you in. You knew when you turned the pages, you were going to see a blue and a red page, and the next page, the blue and a red page. And after a while, you knew the pattern of what you were going to get. The book East Meets West helped us create a visual identity for the data sheets. It enabled us to show, hey, when you're in the UART section of the data sheet, all the pages will be green. When you're in the I2C section of the data sheet, all the pages will be blue. This worked out really well for us because, hey, we can now simplify the pages. There's no longer a need to say UART mode, blah, 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 this command, right? Because as soon as you go to the page, well, it's blue. You're in I2C mode. And you know that this command is for I2C. Easy and simple. And that's how we wanted to keep it. I don't know if you've ever taken a look at another company's data sheets, but most of the time you'll go to Mauser or something like that. You'll download the data sheet for a microchip or some part, and it is a data sheet that was created in 1978, and this is a photocopy of that data sheet, except it's a little off skew, and you can see like the black, or you can see part of the Xerox machine in the background. They don't care. And that's it. You got 7 or 8 pages of this, and it's a big graph, and it's all black and white, and it's missing some parts. You know, the printer wasn't working right, so some of it's kind of faded, and that's how some of these data sheets are. But you know what? If we make our data sheets A, pleasant to look at, and B, chock full of information through illustrations, it answers so many questions. How do I set this up? Is this the correct way? What can I do? It's all there. And I thought it would be the easiest way to do it. The best way to handle that is to make it as visual as possible. Less is more. Always.